The Felis catus living together in our homes, yet it remains a profound enigma, a perfect biological machine whose apparent docility conceals a sensory perception radically different from our own. We will reveal the logic that governs feline behavior by exposing 100 interesting facts about cats that debunk common myths. In this MeowTube video, you will understand the science behind their night vision, their hunting instinct, and the true meaning of why they need or their instinctive aversion to water. We will analyze from the engineering of its pads and retractable claws until the smartest cat breeds and the powerful reasons to adopt a feline. Welcome to MeowTube, the channel for cat lovers. Part 1. The cat's inner world. The domestic cat, Felis catus, represents a pinnacle of biological evolution, a miniaturized apex predator that has agreed to coexist with humans without relinquishing its essence. To understand this creature, it is imperative to dismantle its perception and physiology, analyzing the complex machinery that operates beneath its apparent docility. We begin this analysis with its sensory system, the gateway to its unique reality. The cat's super senses are not hyperbole, but a literal description of its capabilities. 1. Myth debunked: they don't see in black and white. The popular belief that cats see in an achromatic world, that is, in black and white, is a thoroughly debunked myth. This notion, likely stemming from the observation of their superior performance in low light, ignores the complex biology of their photoreceptors. Science has confirmed that they possess cones in their retinas, the cells responsible for color perception, although their distribution and sensitivity differ radically from ours. 2. Dichromatic vision, a different color spectrum. Cats have dichromatic vision. Unlike humans, who are trichromatic, with cones for red, green, and blue, felines base their color spectrum primarily on cones sensitive to blue-violet and yellow-green. Their visual world is colorful, but with a different palette, less saturated, and with nuances unfamiliar to us. 3. Partial red blindness. A direct consequence of this dichromatic biology is that they largely lack the ability to perceive long wavelengths corresponding to red and orange. These colors, so vibrant to us, are probably interpreted by the cat as a shade of gray or desaturated green, demonstrating that its visual reality is calibrated for movement and detection, not for chromatic richness. 4. Pupils with maximum light efficiency. Where its color vision is lacking, it excels in low light. This is primarily due to the elliptical shape of its pupil. This structure is not merely an aesthetic whim. It possesses an extreme capacity for dilation, opening to almost completely cover the iris. This maximum aperture allows for far greater light capture than the circular human pupil in dark environments. 5. The tapetum lucidum, the rearview mirror. The second, and more crucial mechanism for their night vision is the presence of the tapetum lucidum. It is a layer of highly reflective tissue strategically located behind the retina. This structure, absent in humans, is responsible for the characteristic and unsettling glow of their eyes when illuminated in the dark. 6. Double light capture. The tapetum lucidum acts like a biological mirror. It reflects light that has already passed through the retina back to it, giving the photoreceptors, especially the rods which are sensitive to dim light, a second chance to capture photons. This mechanism doubles their light sensitivity, allowing them to navigate and hunt with astonishing efficiency in light levels that would be almost total darkness for us. 7. A superior field of vision. In addition to their heightened sensitivity, cats also have a wider field of vision than humans. A feline's visual field reaches 200 degrees compared to our 180. This width, combined with a larger area of binocular vision, provides them with excellent depth perception and peripheral motion detection, vital for ambushing prey or detecting threats. 8. Ultrasonic hearing. Continuing with the topic of hearing, feline auditory capacity is, if possible, even more impressive. While the young, healthy human ear reaches a limit of approximately 20,000 Hz, a cat can perceive ultrasonic frequencies up to 65,000 Hz, and some sources suggest even higher figures. This ability deteriorates with age, but remains at a superhuman level. 9. A finely calibrated hunting tool. This ability is not an evolutionary whim. It is an essential hunting tool finely tuned over millennia. It allows them to detect the high-frequency squeaks and vocalizations emitted by their natural prey, such as rodents and small mammals, long before these are perceptible to any other predator or to the human ear. 10. Ears, radar, acoustic engineering. The architecture of its outer ear, the pinna or auricle, is a marvel of acoustic engineering. A remarkable fact is that each auricle is independently controlled by more than 30 muscles, a significantly larger muscular endowment than the 6 that control the human ear, most of which are vestigial in us. 11. Precise acoustic triangulation. Thanks to their extraordinary mobility, which allows them to rotate each ear up to 180 degrees without moving their head, they can act as high-precision parabolic antennas. They can triangulate the origin of a sound with astonishing accuracy, discerning the location of a sound stimulus from a meter away with a margin of error of only a few centimeters. 12. Jacobson's organ, a second sense of smell. Their sense of smell, while not as legendary as that of dogs, plays a central role. But beyond their noses, they possess a secondary sensory organ known as the vomeronasal or Jacobson's organ, located in the palate with a direct connection to the brain that bypasses the primary olfactory system, specializing in chemical analysis. 13. The Flehmen response, analyzing pheromones. When a cat detects the chemical signals of a particularly interesting scent, especially the pheromones of other cats, it can perform what is known as the Flehmen response. It retracts its upper lip, wrinkles its muzzle, and inhales in a characteristic way, allowing the odor molecules to travel directly to the Jacobson's organ for detailed chemical analysis of the other animal's identity, sexual status, or stress level. 14. A nasal fingerprint. This sense is so vital and unique that each cat's nose, specifically the pattern of ridges and paws on its leathery nose pad, has a unique pattern. Like a human fingerprint, no two feline noses are identical, constituting an unrepeatable biological signature. 15. Chemical aversion to certain smells. Their sensitivity explains why they detest smells that we might find pleasant or neutral. The volatile compounds in citrus fruits, vinegar, mint, or cleaning products containing ammonia are chemically offensive to their olfactory system, interpreted instinctively such as signs of danger, toxicity, or foreign territory. 16. Vibrissae are not hairs. Finally, among the senses we must include whiskers or vibrissae. It is a common mistake to refer to them as hairs. Vibrissae are deep and complex tactile receptors, innervated at their follicle by a multitude of nerve endings that transmit proprioceptive information directly to the brain. They are, in essence, an extension of your nervous system. 17. Touch radar and space meter. They are not mere appendages. They are an essential tactile radar. Their best-known function is to measure the width of openings to determine if your body can pass through. Generally, if the head fits, the body will too, thanks to the clavicle. But their function goes far beyond that. They detect the slightest drafts. 18. Tactile vision in the dark. This sensitivity to air currents allows them, in total darkness, to sense the presence of a nearby object without touching it, simply by the way the air bounces or moves around them. They act as navigational tools, informing the brain of their body's exact position, crucial for their feats of balance. 19. Numerous skeleton for flexibility. We now turn to the anatomy of a predator. It is a surprising fact that the feline skeleton has more bones than the human skeleton. It's around 244 bones, variable depending on tail length, compared to our 206. This abundance of bone, especially in the spine, contributes to its legendary flexibility and fluidity of movement. 20. The floating clavicle. The most defining anatomical feature of its flexibility is its clavicle. Unlike the human clavicle, which articulates rigidly with the sternum and scapula, the cat's clavicle is a vestigial, floating bone connected to the rest of the skeleton only by muscle tissue and ligaments. 21. The ability to collapse the body. This absence of a rigid bony shoulder joint is what allows them to perform astonishing feats. It enables them to collapse their ribcage and squeeze through incredibly narrow spaces, limited essentially only by the width of their skull, which their whiskers measure beforehand. 22. the righting reflex. With this same skeletal flexibility, combined with a highly elastic spine and a powerful vestibular system in the inner ear, which acts as a biological gyroscope, gives them their famous righting reflex. It is the innate ability to twist in midair during a fall to reorient their body and almost invariably land on their feet. 23. He hunts by instinct, not by hunger. The hunting instinct is the software that operates this advanced machinery. Although domesticated, the cat has never ceased to be a crepuscular predator. It is crucial to understand that this instinct is so deep-rooted that it is not linked, in any way, to hunger. A well-fed cat will continue to hunt. 24. The gift of the prey, a maternal instinct. When a domestic cat brings its owner prey, it should not be interpreted as an act of cruelty. It is a complex behavior that ethologists interpret in several ways. It may be an attempt to teach its human companion, whom it perceives as inept at hunting, how to hunt, or an act of moving the prey to a safe place, the nest, for later consumption. 25. Scratching as tool maintenance. The need to scratch is another manifestation of their predatory nature, often misinterpreted as destructive. Scratching serves multiple vital functions. First, it's the maintenance of their hunting tools. By scratching, they remove the old, worn sheaths of their claws, exposing the sharp, new point growing underneath. 26. Olfactory territorial marking. Third, and perhaps most importantly, it's a form of territorial marking. Cats' paws are equipped with interdigital scent glands. By scratching a surface, they leave not only an obvious visual mark, but also a powerful olfactory signal that declares their presence and ownership to other felines. 27. The instinct of the heights, a tactical advantage. Their love of heights is also a direct result of their instinct. In the wild, a high position offers a double tactical advantage. It provides an unbeatable vantage point from which to watch over the territory for prey and simultaneously offers safety from larger predators or terrestrial threats. At home, the top of a wardrobe becomes the functional equivalent of a tree branch. 28. Lactose intolerance. We conclude this first part by addressing two myths about feeding. The first is the iconic cultural image of the cat drinking milk. The biological truth is that the vast majority of adult cats are lactose intolerant. Like many mammals, after weaning, the production of the enzyme lactase, which digests milk sugar, ceases. Offering them cow's milk often causes severe gastrointestinal problems. 29. Biological blindness to sweet taste. The second myth concerns their palate. Cats are obligate carnivores, and their taste biology reflects this. Unlike humans, cats are biologically incapable of perceiving sweet tastes. It has been scientifically proven that they lack the functional gene that codes for the protein receptors necessary to detect sugar molecules. Their palate is finely tuned to the amino acids in meat. We've deciphered the feline's astonishing biological machinery. But how does this predator use its senses to dominate the domestic environment? In the next part, Tien will analyze its complex territorial psychology and its concept of ownership. If you find this rigorous analysis of feline behavior valuable, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Part 2. The cat and its environment. Having analyzed the extraordinary biology of the cat, we must now examine how this predatory machine adapts to, and indeed dominates, the domestic environment. The cat is not simply a tenant in our home, it is a territorial manager that perceives the house as its sovereign domain. This perspective is key to understanding its interactions with space, objects, and other inhabitants. 30. Natural neophobia, the fear of the new. We begin with a pillar of their psychology. Felines are creatures neophobic by nature. They possess an instinctive aversion to novelty. Their survival in the wild depends on an exhaustive knowledge of their territory. Predictability equals security. Change equals a potential threat. 31. Hatred of changes and moves. Consequently, they hate changes to their controlled environment. A move isn't simply a change of scenery, it's the annihilation of their safety map, forcing them into a state of hypervigilance and acute stress until the new territory has been thoroughly explored, mapped, and, crucially, marked with their own scent. Even rearranging the furniture is destabilizing. 32. The fear of the cucumber. Panic at the unexpected. This brings us to the infamous phenomenon of cucumber fear. Viral videos don't illustrate a specific phobia of this vegetable, or they illustrate a cat's panic reaction to the sudden and inexplicable appearance of an unknown object in a place that seconds before had been verified as safe, like a food bowl. The cat's brain interprets the object as a potential and immediate threat, like a snake. 33. The instinct to bury hiding traces. This territorial management retains the instincts of its wild ancestor, the Felis libica, a desert cat. This informs its obsession with cleaning its litter box. In the wild, they meticulously bury their droppings not out of modesty, but as a crucial survival strategy to mask their presence from larger predators. 34. Stress from the dirty litter box. A dirty litter box in the home is a source of immense stress for a cat. It violates its fundamental instinct for security, and forcing it to leave its signature exposed, something only a dominant cat would do to mark its territory, which generates anxiety and can lead it to seek alternative places it considers safer. 35. Aversion to water, a desert origin. The second major territorial aversion is to water. The most widely accepted theory, again, stems from their desert origins. Their ancestors evolved in arid climates with little exposure to large bodies of water, and therefore did not develop an instinctive familiarity with it, unlike other feline species such as the tiger. 36. Aversion to water, the danger of hypothermia. But there are practical reasons beyond evolution. A soaked coat is heavy and restricts agility. More importantly, the cat's fur becomes saturated, losing its vital insulating properties. This causes a drastic loss of body heat, quickly leading to hypothermia, a life-threatening condition. The cat avoids a state that leaves it vulnerable. 37. Strangers are territorial intruders. Managing strangers is the third pillar of their security. A new animal or a new person is not a guest, it's an intruder. A cat's territory is mapped by scent. The arrival of a stranger introduces unfamiliar smells that trigger territorial alarms and require a slow acclimation process based on scent exchange. 38. Polyphasic sleep, vigilant rest. Contrary to the myth of the solitary creature, cats are social, but on their own terms. They sleep extensively, often between 15 and 20 hours a day. This isn't monotonous sleep, but rather a polyphasic cycle. Much of this time is vigilant rest, a light lethargy from which they can spring into action in a split second. 39. Sunbathing to save energy. They love to sunbathe. This isn't pure laziness, it's an active thermoregulation behavior. By absorbing solar heat, they raise their body temperature, which is higher than ours, around 38.6 degrees Celsius, without expending their own metabolic energy, conserving calories for more important activities, such as hunting or playing. 40. The game as a rehearsal hunt. Play is essential. It's the rehearsal and refinement of the hunting instinct, stalking, chasing, pouncing, and killing the toy. A lack of play in a domestic cat, which doesn't need to hunt for food, leads to boredom, anxiety, and pent-up energy, which can manifest as destructive behaviors. 41. Close contact, subtle affection. Ultimately, they love their family. The cat that follows us from room to room or sits quietly on our desk isn't aloof. It's practicing proximity contact. In the feline world, simply choosing to be near another individual is a clear sign of social affiliation and trust. 42. I hate forced hugs, the predator's trap. At the same time, we must understand what they hate. They hate forced hugs. The act of being held tightly, immobilized, and restrained is interpreted by their reptilian brain as the grip of a predator. Even if they know the human is not a threat, the instinct to panic in the face of physical restraint is overwhelming. 43. Staring as aggression. They also detest intense, prolonged stares. In feline communication, a direct, unblinking gaze is a confrontation, a direct challenge for territory or dominance. It's an act of aggression. That's why an insecure cat will look away to avoid conflict. 44. The cat's kiss. The slow blink. Ironically, a cat's way of showing trust and affection is the opposite, slow blinking. This gesture is a sign of non-aggression that communicates I trust you enough to close my eyes in your presence. It's a communication tool that humans can use to reassure a feline. 45. The headbutt or bunting, marking, ownership. We now explore the language of touch. When a cat rubs against our legs or butts us with its head, it is performing a very important marking act. The cat's face, cheeks, chin, forehead, is full of sebaceous glands that secrete facial affiliation pheromones. 46. Creation of a communal smell. When it rubs against us, it deposits these pheromones, marking us actively as theirs, as part of their social group and their safe territory. It is the creation of a communal scent, a shared olfactory signature that identifies family members and reduces aggression. It is, in essence, a declaration of affection and belonging. 47. Kneading as neotonism. Equally significant is the kneading, that rhythmic movement of pushing with the front paws. This behavior is a neoteny, a juvenile trait retained into adulthood. Its origin is clear. The kittens knead their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow. When an adult cat does this, it is reverting to that primal state of absolute contentment. Understanding how cats manage their territory and complex social lives is fundamental for harmonious coexistence. If you found this in-depth analysis of their psychology enlightening, please support our work with a like. In the final section, we will decipher its most enigmatic behaviors, from the crazy hour to his obsession with boxes. Part 3, deciphering their behaviors. Finally, we delve into the most enigmatic aspect of feline coexistence, their repertoire of seemingly strange behaviors. These are not eccentricities, but rather the manifestations of a complex internal logic, dictated by ancestral instincts and a unique sensory perception. Deciphering this code is essential to understanding their mental state and their needs. 48. The chattering of teeth. Let's begin with one of the most curious sounds, the chattering of teeth, observed almost exclusively when the cat is fixated on inaccessible prey, such as a bird behind a window. Ethologists theorize that it is a displacement activity caused by frustration, blocked hunting energy, or a neuromuscular simulation of the killing bite to the back of the prey's neck. 49. The crazy hour. Another behavior is the crazy hour, scientifically known as FRAPs, rapid frenetic activity periods. These bursts of energy, where the cat runs at full speed, are a biologically necessary release. Cats are crepuscular, active at dawn and dusk, and accumulate energy that in a home they don't expend hunting. 50. The post-sandbox race. Sometimes this behavior is also observed after using the litter box. This can be interpreted as an expression of relief, or more likely, as an echo of a survival instinct. The act of defecating is a moment of vulnerability. Say an instinct dictates moving quickly away from the place where waste has been deposited to avoid being tracked by a predator. Thus we conclude our first exploration of 50 curiosities, deciphering the sensory perception and primary instincts that govern the mind of Felis catus. We have seen how his inner world dictates his most enigmatic behaviors, but this analysis would be incomplete if we did not examine in detail the physical tools that execute those orders, the myths that our society has built around them, and the complex ethical relationship we maintain with them. If this first half has changed the way you see your feline companion, we invite you to subscribe and activate notifications, as our great analysis of 100 curiosities continues immediately. Now we move from general instincts to detailed engineering, starting with the foundation of its stealth and marking system, its legs. Part 4, 10 Perspectives on Feline Paws. Continuing our analysis of Felis catus, we must go back to its basics. The legs. These structures are not mere appendages for walking. They are highly engineered, multifunctional tools that combine thermoregulation, chemical communication, predation, and stealth. 51. Sweating and territorial marking. Feline paws serve a dual purpose, thermoregulation and communication. The vast majority of their eccrine sweat glands are concentrated in the paw pads. When they sweat, they not only dissipate heat, a crucial mechanism for a furry animal, but they also activate specialized scent glands. This pheromone-laden sweat allows them to mark their territory wherever they walk, scratch, or knead, thus leaving an unmistakable chemical signature that declares their presence and ownership. 52. Pads that match the fur. There is a direct genetic correlation between coat pigmentation and paw pad pigmentation. The same pigment, melanin, is responsible for both. The melanocytes that determine hair color act in the same way on the skin of the paws. Thus, cats with black fur, rich in eumelanin, will have black paw pads. White or red cats, dominated by pheomelanin or its absence, will tend to have pink ones, and cats with multiple patterns such as calico or tortoiseshell often exhibit spotted paw pads, a direct reflection of their genetic mosaic. 53. The habit of car washing. Cats dedicate a significant percentage of their waking hours to grooming, and their paws play a central role. They use their paws as a cleaning tool, and moistening them with their tongues to clean inaccessible areas such as their face, behind their ears, and their neck. This instinctive behavior, while hygienic, poses a risk. Their paws can accumulate toxic substances, lily pollen, antifreeze, cleaning products, that are ingested during the process, making it vital to keep their environment safe. 54. Digitigrade locomotion. Cats are digitigrade animals, a term that describes their method of locomotion. Unlike humans, who are plantigrade, we walk on the soles of our feet, cats walk exclusively on their toes or on their toes. This anatomical adaptation, far from being uncomfortable, lengthens the leverage of their limbs, increasing stride length, speed, and, crucially, silence, by minimizing the contact surface. 55. A particular way of walking, the ambling gait. Key felines share with camels and giraffes a way of walking known as amble or ipsilateral gait. It consists of simultaneously moving the front and back legs on the same side, followed by the pair on the opposite side. They also practice the direct record. The rear paw steps exactly into the footprint left by the front paw. This double precision technique minimizes noise and ensures that the ground has already been tested for stability. 56. Tactile hypersensitivity. The pads of the feet are an extremely precise sensory organ. They are densely populated with nerve endings, proprioceptors and thermoreceptors, and blood vessels. This hypersensitivity allows them to analyze the texture, vibration, and temperature of surfaces. But it also means that any cut or damage results in sharp pain and profuse bleeding. 57. Retractable claws preserve tools. A cat's claws are retractable, a trait that distinguishes them from canids or cheetahs. At rest, elastic ligaments keep them tucked away in a sheath of skin. This retraction is not passive. It requires active muscular effort to extend them. The purpose is to maintain their sharpness, preventing wear against the ground, which allows them to move silently and reserve their weapon only for climbing, defense, or preying. 58. Lateral preference, leg dominance. Just as humans exhibit laterality, being right or left-handed, various studies have shown that cats also display a dominant paw preference. This brain lateralization is evident in complex tasks, such as attempting to extract food from a narrow container. Research suggests a possible gender correlation, with males tending to prefer their left paw and females their right. 59. Asymmetrical flexibility, climbing versus lower. The anatomy of feline paws is optimized for climbing. Their curved claws are perfect hooks for gripping and ascending. However, this same structure is a disadvantage for descending. The front paws lack the reverse rotation necessary for safely descending forwards, which explains why a cat can climb a tree with agility, yet be unable or terrified to descend. 60. Polydactyly, variation in the fingers. The standard feline configuration is 18 toes, 5 on each front paw, 4 in contact with the ground plus the dew claw, and 4 on each hind paw. However, polydactyly, a harmless dominant genetic mutation resulting in extra toes, is not uncommon. This trait is notable in certain populations such as Hemingway cats, and is particularly prevalent in the Maine Coon breed, where it may have been an adaptive advantage for walking on snow. We've just analyzed the amazing engineering of their paws, but this physical foundation is only the beginning. Next, we'll delve into the realm of mythology, debunking some of the most deeply ingrained beliefs about cats, from the 7 lives to milk. If you'd like to continue this journey to separate myth from scientific reality, Subscribe now and turn on notifications. Part 5. 10 feline myths debunked. The mystery surrounding the cat has fostered a persistent mythology. Many of these beliefs, although culturally ingrained, are biologically false and in some cases dangerous to the animal's well-being, as it is imperative to demystify these notions with scientific rigor. 61. The 9 lives. The notion that cats have multiple lives, 9 in the Anglo-Saxon tradition and 7 in European culture and in Spanish-speaking countries, among others, is the most widespread myth. It probably originated from observing their amazing agility, their ability to survive falls thanks to their righting reflex, and their skill in escaping danger. However, it is a fallacy. A cat has only one life and is a biologically delicate organism that requires preventative medicine and constant care. 62. Milk as a food. The iconic image of a cat drinking milk is a serious nutritional misconception. While kittens do produce the enzyme lactase to digest their mother's milk, production of this enzyme ceases or is drastically reduced after weaning. Most adult cats are, in fact, lactose intolerant. Consuming cow's milk can cause severe gastrointestinal problems such as diarrhea and abdominal pain. Hydration should come from water. 63. The bad luck of the black cat. This harmful superstition has its origins in medieval Europe, where black cats were associated with witchcraft and demonology. It is a prejudice with no biological basis whatsoever. Coat color is simply a genetic expression, melanism. However, this myth has tragic consequences. Statistically, black cats suffer the lowest adoption rates and the highest euthanasia rates in shelters. 64. Always land on your feet. While cats possess the righting reflex, the ability to rotate their axis in mid-air to orient their paws toward the ground, this is not a guarantee of safety. The reflex requires a minimum height to complete, and falls from very low heights can be worse, as they don't give the cat time to right itself. Furthermore, falling on their feet from a great height does not prevent injury. The impact is transferred to the limbs and chest, causing serious fractures and internal damage. 65. The danger for pregnant women. Fear of toxoplasmosis has led to the abandonment of countless cats. Toxoplasma gondii is a parasite, but the risk of transmission is misunderstood. A cat must first become infected, usually by eating raw meat or prey. Then it only sheds oocysts in its feces for a short time. These oocysts also need more than 24 hours outside the cat to become infectious. With basic hygiene, wearing gloves to clean the litter box daily, the risk is virtually non-existent. 66. They educate themselves. While cats possess a repertoire of instinctive behaviors, such as using the litter box, this doesn't mean they train themselves. Training and, more importantly, early socialization are crucial. Proper training prevents behavioral problems such as aggression or marking, and teaches them to live in a human domestic environment which is inherently unnatural for them. 67. They are treacherous. Felines have an ethogram of solitary or social facultative predators, unlike dogs, which are hierarchical pack animals. Their independence, territoriality, and aversion to the unknown are often misinterpreted as betrayal or a lack of affection. Their social structure is different, but their capacity to form deep bonds with their caregivers is undeniable, even if expressed differently than in canines. 68. Incompatibility between dogs and cats. The antagonism between these two species is a cultural construct. While their body languages are opposite, a wagging tail in a dog signifies joy, in a cat, irritation, early interspecies socialization, ideally during the sensitive period, before 8 weeks in cats, allows them to learn to see each other as members of the same social group, developing relationships of coexistence and even affection. 69. Achromatic vision. As discussed in the first part, it's false that they see in black and white. Humans are trichromatic, cats are dichromatic. They lack the red cone, which prevents them from perceiving the range of reds and pinks, but they perfectly distinguish shades of blue, green and yellow, and also possess far superior night vision. 70. They require less care than dogs. This statement is dangerous. And cats may require different care, but no less. Their stoic nature, an adaptation to avoid showing weakness to predators, allows them to hide pain and illness very effectively. This necessitates rigorous preventative medicine, constant environmental enrichment to avoid chronic stress, and veterinary care that is just as costly and complex as that for a dog. We have scientifically debunked the false beliefs surrounding the Felis catus, from milk to 9 lives. If you found this rigorous exposition valuable and it clarified your understanding of them, please support our channel with a like. Next, we'll analyze the cognitive elite, the 10 most intelligent cat breeds. Part 6. The 10 most remarkable breeds. Feline intelligence is a multifaceted concept, encompassing everything from problem-solving abilities to social empathy. Certain breeds, either through selective breeding or their adaptive history, exhibit these capabilities remarkably well. 71. Bobtail Americano. This breed is known for its markedly social and empathetic intelligence. They are extroverted and form very strong bonds with their family group, demonstrating a high capacity for reading human moods. They combine a calm nature with a high receptiveness to interactive games, reflecting an adaptable mind. 72. Maine Coon. Considered the gentle giant, the Maine Coon exhibits an intelligence often described as canine. They possess an extraordinary aptitude for associative learning, responding to commands and learning tricks with ease. Their sociability and patience make them not only wonderful house companions, but also magnificent therapy cats. 73. Siamese. The Siamese is perhaps the most remarkable breed for its communicative intelligence. It is extremely vocal, using a wide repertoire of sounds to interact and express its needs. Its high social intelligence is combined with a strong need for interaction, and they are known for their problem-solving abilities, such as opening doors or cabinets. 74. Japanese Bobtail. These felines are the embodiment of kinetic and playful intelligence. They are extremely active, enjoying climbing, jumping, and notably, solving puzzles and interactive toys. Their high energy and trainability make them stars of feline agility sports. 75. European Burmese. The Burmese cat's intelligence is evident in its deep empathy and need for social interaction. It is a feline that does not tolerate solitude well, i.e. following its caregivers and closely observing their activities. This observational ability and its desire to integrate into the family dynamic make it one of the most socially intelligent breeds. 76. Kaumani. This ancient Thai breed, historically associated with royalty, possesses an intelligence based on curiosity and alertness. Their luminous eyes, often one of each color, seem to reflect an inquisitive mind. They retain a strong hunting instinct, but balance it with an almost absolute devotion to their human family, displaying a keen awareness of their surroundings. 77. Bengali. The Bengal's wild appearance, a product of crossbreeding with the Asian leopard cat, is not merely superficial. This hybrid breed inherits a wild intelligence, marked by an extreme need for vertical stimulation, climbing, and problem-solving. They require an enriched environment to channel their active intellect and avoid destructive boredom. 78. Lycoy Wolf Cat. This recent breed, the product of a natural mutation in domestic cats, possesses an intelligence that reflects its stray lineage. They retain the sharpness and survival skills of felines that must fend for themselves, combined with a surprisingly home-loving and affectionate nature, but with a very strong prey drive. 79. Common European. The intelligence of the European short-hair cat is perhaps the most fundamental. It is the product of natural selection rather than selective breeding. Its domestication from Felis libica and its global distribution demonstrate unparalleled adaptability. Its ingenuity lies in survival, coexistence with humans, and genetic diversity. Sexagalvtrides, Turkish Angora. The beauty of this ancient breed is matched by its adaptive intelligence. These versatile felines easily adapt to different environments and family dynamics, including those with children and other animals. Their outgoing nature and ability to socialize gracefully demonstrate a high degree of social intelligence. It's crucial to remember that intelligence isn't exclusive to these breeds. Mixed-breed cats, with their hybrid vigor and genetic diversity, possess vast cognitive abilities and wait in shelters for the opportunity to demonstrate their affection and wit. Part 7. The 10 most well-known breeds. Beyond intelligence, certain races have captured the collective imagination, becoming the most popular and recognizable worldwide, each with characteristics that appeal to different human sensibilities. 81. Lost. The Persian is, for many, the archetype of the domestic cat. Its popularity stems from its appearance: a brachycephalic, flat-faced nose, large eyes, and a long, sumptuous coat. Its temperament is equally prized: noble, docile, and calm. However, this aesthetic demands meticulous maintenance, including daily brushing to prevent matting and skin problems. 82. Siamese. Elegance defines the Siamese. It is one of the oldest breeds, recognizable by its pointed pattern, dark coloring on the cooler extremities, its slender body, and its piercing blue eyes. Its popularity lies not only in its beauty, but also in its interactive and vocal nature, which demands companionship. 83. Russian Blue. This breed is unmistakable for its short, dense, bluish-grey coat with silver tips, which gives it a distinctive sheen, and its intense green eyes. Its popularity stems from a combination of aristocratic beauty and a loyal, intelligent, and calm temperament, though it is often reserved with strangers. 84. Sphinx. The most striking feature of the Sphinx is its apparent lack of fur, actually a very fine down. This genetic mutation has made it an icon. Its popularity stems from its unique appearance and its extremely sociable, sweet nature, which relies on human affection, partly to maintain its body heat. 85. European. As its name suggests, is the most widespread cat breed in Europe and, by extension, in much of the world. It represents the feline standard, with a rounded face and a robust diversity of colors and patterns: tabby, bicolor, tricolor. Its popularity stems from its accessibility and archetypal catiness. 86. Siberian. This cat, a native to the cold forests of Russia, has gained popularity for its wild appearance and piercing gaze. Its main characteristic is a thick, triple-layered coat developed to survive extreme temperatures. It is appreciated for its robust yet gentle nature. 87. Ragdoll. The ragdoll is a large, semi-long-haired breed with a pointed pattern. Its fame stems from its most defining trait: extreme docility and a tendency to completely relax when picked up. It is considered one of the most docile, sociable, and calm cats. 88. Maine Coon. The Maine Coon's popularity has grown exponentially thanks to its impressive size. A male can weigh over 10 kilos. Its robust appearance is complemented by a sociable and affectionate nature and a curious fascination with water, atypical in most felines. 89. Manx. The Manx's defining characteristic is its lack of a tail, a natural genetic mutation affecting the spine. This unique silhouette, combined with a robust body and longer hind legs, giving it a bouncy gait, makes it an unmistakable and popular breed. 90. Burmese. The Burmese is popular for its short, silky coat in a distinctive dark brown, sepia color, although other shades are acceptable. Beyond its beauty, its popularity stems from its temperament. It is considered one of the most outgoing, sociable, and playful cat breeds, constantly seeking interaction. 91. Mixed breed. We couldn't conclude this list without mentioning the most popular and numerous cats in the world: mixed breeds. Whether they are crosses of the breeds mentioned above or the result of generations of domestic cats, these felines deserve the top spot. Their genetic diversity often gives them better health, hybrid vigor, and a unique personality, not bound by breed standards. Part 8. 10 Arguments for Adoption. Although these breeds are popular, the reality of feline cohabitation leads us to an ethical imperative: adoption. There are compelling reasons, both pragmatic and moral, to choose to adopt a feline companion. 92. The reality of abandonment. Cat abandonment is a structural problem worldwide. Figures that reach hundreds of thousands in countries like Spain and Mexico and millions in the United States are not just statistics, they are the result of a broken bond. This phenomenon involves all of society, from uncontrolled breeding to impulsive adoption and the lack of effective public policies. Adoption is the direct answer to this crisis. 93. Adoption as an act of life. Adopting a cat from a shelter is in many cases an act that prevents euthanasia. In communities where euthanasia due to lack of space is an administrative reality, adoption directly saves a life, and indirectly it frees up space in the shelter, allowing another animal to be rescued from the street, thus potentially saving 2 lives. 94. The exclusivity of the mixed breed cat. While purebred cats are desirable, they usually find homes quickly. Shelters are mostly populated by mixed-breed cats. This, far from being a disadvantage, is an asset. Mixed-breed cats tend to live longer and be more robust, as they are free from inbreeding and the hereditary diseases associated with many purebreds. Each mixed-breed cat is a genetically unique individual. 95. The transformation of the adopted cat. A shelter, however well run, is a high-stress environment for a territorial animal like a cat. Adopting a feline in this state provides the emotional well-being it needs, transforming its fear and anxiety into security. Witnessing this recovery is one of the most rewarding experiences of cat ownership. 96. Therapeutic benefits for humans. Numerous studies demonstrate that living with a cat is beneficial to human health. The interaction reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, lowers blood pressure, and, according to some studies, the act of petting and listening to a cat's purr can reduce the risk of death from a heart attack by up to 30%. 97. Educational value for children. Adopting a cat is a profoundly enriching experience for a child. It teaches them firsthand the importance of adoption, empathy towards a living being, the concept of responsible pet ownership, and respect for the boundaries and needs of another being. Adults, by supervising this relationship, model compassionate behavior. 98. Combat superstition. Adopt a black cat. Black cats, as already mentioned, are the primary victims of archaic superstitions. They have the lowest adoption rates. Actively choosing to adopt a black cat is a conscious act that not only saves an individual from the most vulnerable group, but also makes a statement against ignorance and prejudice. 99. Advantages of the adult cat. While kittens are appealing, adopting an adult cat offers significant advantages. Their personalities are already established, allowing for a choice more suited to the adopter's lifestyle. They already know how to use the litter box and scratching post, and their energy levels are more stable. Senior cats, or those with special needs, are often overlooked, offer quiet companionship and profound gratitude. 100. The uniqueness of the individual. Finally, the simplest reason: cats are exceptional beings. Each individual, regardless of origin, possesses a unique character. Connecting with them, understanding their personalities and gaining their trust is a privilege, and if the opportunity arises, adopting a pair of cats that already have a positive bond ensures a much easier adjustment and mutual companionship that enriches their lives. From the engineering of their paws to the harsh reality of abandonment, we have completed our journey, demonstrating that every cat, whether a smart breed or a unique mixed breed, is an extraordinary individual who deserves a home. Let us know if this analysis has inspired you. Leave a comment if you're thinking about adopting, or share the name of the feline that has already changed your life. If you believe, as we do, that deep knowledge is the foundation of respect for animals, we invite you to continue exploring their world on our channel. If this journey has fascinated you, join us to reveal the next great mystery of the feline kingdom.